This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so Robert Smith, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control, has stated that it's only the WBC that have received this 270-page document and all that kind of stuff. They haven't received anything yet. They don't understand why they haven't received anything. Well, Conor Benn responds by saying to Robert Smith and the British Boxing Board of Control, "You should be hearing from my lawyers soon." Now, quite what he means, is he threatening them over something, or is he going to be sending them the documents? Now, ultimately, Conor Benn, he's given up his British Boxing Board of Control licence, so therefore, as far as investigations and all that kind of thing is concerned, doesn't really concern the British Boxing Board of Control at the minute, because they don't represent him. He's not licensed by them currently. So, if he wants to have his licence back, then of course they need to be seeing all the documents, they need to be seeing all the evidence. Then of course they'll make a decision as to whether or not he can have his licence back or not. But it's a grey area, because if they do look through all the evidence and they do come to a conclusion that, yep, innocent, you can have your licence back and all that kind of stuff, then there's grounds for something, because essentially his fight with Chris Eubank Jr didn't go ahead because they pulled out. Also, according to Eddie Hearn, they were the ones who leaked the information to the press. So again, what kind of grounds is it that Conor Benn could have when it comes to British Boxing Board of Control? Would he take it further? Maybe. Because when you look at the British Boxing Board of Control and their rules, especially when it comes to UKAD, it's meant to be kept behind closed doors. It's all private, it's all confidential. But while this one was VADA, they decided to leak it to the press. It's a little two-faced. I know it's not bending their rules or breaking their rules, but still, it is very, very two-faced. And why they went to the press, no idea. Why they couldn't have just put it out on their own website, their own social media, who knows? Who knows? Only Robert Smith and Charlie Giles and whoever else was involved can answer that question, if indeed they did go to the press, as per what Eddie Hearn says. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting, because UKAD didn't find anything wrong with Conor Benn. They done testing, and they never find these substances, whereas VADA did on 2 occasions. So you do have to question the legitimacy of UKAD. How good is it? How come another testing agency finds stuff, but they don't? And not only that, UKAD take forever to do the tests, do the investigations. It takes a long, long time. Look what happened with Tyson Fury. That went on for the best part, was it 2 years or something? And they didn't really investigate him until, was it a year and a half later, after a test? It makes you wonder how good UKAD actually are, and why the British Boxing Board of Control use them. Do they use them because it's cheap? Do they use them because they have friends there? I don't know. No idea. But anyway, it is going to be interesting as to what's going to happen with Conor Benn and the British Boxing Board of Control, because if the WBC find no foul play, if you like, for Conor Benn, no grounds to suspend him, which currently he isn't suspended, even though they have removed him from their rankings. It's one and the same, isn't it? But apparently he's free to fight, according to the WBC. So if they find that he's okay, and they're not going to take it any further, they're going to close the case, all that kind of stuff, then the British Boxing Board of Control, maybe they're going to come out with a different decision if Conor Benn wants his British licence back. Or even if they do find him innocent, and say, okay, fine, you can have your licence back. Well, what about the fact that you pulled out of the show? What about the fact that, there's so many different things that go on with the fact that you leaked it to the press? He could put it down to slander and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be interesting, very interesting. I can see this getting really hot. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.